Hey y'all, I'm Danny, and this is Heard.
Are we on J-Rob? Hey guys. Hey J-Rob. Oh wait, J-Rob, take this mic. You see, like you try to do that every episode. I have to literally shove a mic in J-Rob's face every episode. Hey guys, how are you guys doing? I am your host Danny, and this is Heard the podcast. Thanks for tuning in for another wonderful episode. Hey J-Rob, how was your weekend? How was your week? How was life? What's going on?
Everything is good, man. Great week. You know, good weekend so far.
Mm-hmm.
Quality.
Yeah, mine. You know, I'm not complaining. I just try to make sure that like I thank God every day, because like even though I think I'm going through something, I always like get through it or get over it, or like it always like I always find it's temporary. I always find a way to get past things. Yeah. When here's something funny, I'm about to get really transparent. You know, we're relatable here.
Always. We're
relatable here. So, one of the things that I vowed to do in the new year, and like, you know, in years to come, was to like pay more bills on time, like be more responsible with like paying things on time. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to be a thing where like, you know, I want to pay my rent on time every month this year. I can do it because there were a few times when I didn't, and I could have if I was responsible. Does that make sense?
Yep, you learn
accountability. Listen, I'm grown, but we still have those moments where it's like, wait, I could have I didn't need to do this. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to do that. I should have put that in the savings. I shouldn't have did that. But it's funny because so this is what happened to me. I thought I was gonna have to pay my rent late this month. I'm like, dang, like I was doing so good so far this whole year. I paid my rent on time, and then damn, boom, in February I'm about to pay my rent late. So, wow. But no, so this is what happened. So, but I'm gonna give you a little small backstory, because I don't think I was recording around this time last year. I think that the second half of the year I had stopped recording because I was getting my life together, whatever. But one of the things that happened to me, J-Rob, was my car got stolen. Yeah. I don't think I talked about my car getting stolen on this thing, and if I did, oh well, whatever. You're gonna hear it again. But so my car got stolen last summer, like in like July, June-ish, whatever. Right. And it got stolen right before I was supposed to go on vacation with my friends. So I had already paid my vacation money, paid all my stuff, and then I paid all my vacation stuff, and then I had paid for my flight full out one, because I didn't use no Klarna or nothing. I paid everything on when it was paid. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not bragging about that. Listen, that means I was paying lump sums, but I had just one night I had paid for my full round trip flight, and then the next morning I wake up and no car in the parking lot. I'm like, excuse me? Like, I know my car ain't get stolen in my parking lot, because the way my apartments are set up, my balcony is facing the parking lot. So like if I ever feel like, let me check on my car real quick, let me go, I can look outside if I see my car in the parking lot. So I look outside and see where my car at? I even took my key clicker and like clicked it outside of me. I'm like, where's my car? Like, what's going on? So then I said, I know they ain't told my did I park in the handicap space? I didn't park in no handicap space. Did I park in the reserve space? No, because in my building there's only one person that pays for a reserve spot. Okay. So I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? So then I'm calling my friend. I'm like, girl, why the fuck? Because mind you, I work from home. So this was happening while I was at home, like during my work hours. I'm like, I know where my car at? So there's a couple thoughts that came to my mind before I realized that it was stolen. So I was like, did someone just tow my car? Like, did it get towed? So I called 411. I was like, yeah, did y'all tow a car with the license plate? Did y'all do it? They were like, no, we didn't do it. I'm like, what? I said, I know I ain't get repossessed. I'm like, I know they didn't repossess me, because I'm like, I just pay my card. I know that they did not repossess me. So I called Capital One. I was like, did y'all repossess my car? And they were like, no, we would tell you before we do it. Like we would say before we would do it or whatever. Because I had no. What happened was I didn't just pay my car note. I needed to pay my car note, but it wasn't to that point where they was gonna repossess. You know how if you pay your car note late, or like if you owe on your car note, they give you a while before they be like, okay, bitch, we gonna take our shit back. You know what I'm saying? So I was late, but I wasn't to that point yet. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So I was like, I know they didn't repossess my car because I ain't getting no warnings, no nothing. I'm not even that late. Like what's going on? So I called Capital One. I'm like, did y'all take my car? Like did I get repossessed? And they were just like, no, we would tell you before we would do it.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, yeah, I think someone must have stolen my car. Then I'm about to call the police. So the guy was like, okay, well, do you want to set up a payment plan first? I said, a payment plan? My car is stolen. Why? What am I paying for right now? I'm like, what? I said it just like that. I said, pay for what? My car just got stolen. I said, like, I'm like, what? Huh? A payment? Like, no.
They don't care.
The fuck no. I said, no. My car got stolen. No. That's when I realized my car was stolen. I'm like, no, my car was stolen. I'm not. What am I paying for? Right. No. And on top of that, I had gap coverage so I'm like, if my car was stolen, it wasn't recovered, then I'm not paying. I'm still not paying nothing. Y'all paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Or the insurance, whatever. So my car was stolen. I said, okay, so that's when I realized my car was stolen. I said, oh, like what? No, now I'm really pissed. Right. So I'm calling my friend again. I'm like, bitch, somebody really stole my fucking car. Like, she's like, calm down, call the police. I said, cool, let me call the police. So I called the police. So they're like, yeah, they're like, okay, yeah, we did hear, because at first when you call the police, I guess it's the front desk person at the station answers the phone. So like, homegirl, she was a homegirl, so I you know how you know it's a homegirl when you're on one of the phone, like, you know, so I felt cool and relatable. I could be relatable with her and still get my point across about how, you know, so my car got stolen. So I was telling her, yeah, my car got stolen, like, and I live, you know, in this neighborhood, and she was like, okay, well, describe your car. Lucky license plate? Because we've been getting calls this morning about cars being stolen in your area.
Right.
Okay. So luckily, you know, on my office desk, I have like a mail tray, and so like anytime, like I think I had like some MVA mail or whatever, like whatever. So it had my license plate on it. Cool. So I said, so I'm like, I'm so glad I keep, you know, I'm really organized. I got keep, like, you know, I keep information around. You know what I'm saying? So I got my piece of mail, read off my license plate there, so she had my license plate. So I guess it got escalated to like whatever the, I don't know how police stations, like the clerical side of things that police stations work. I don't know, guys, but you know, when things escalate, that's like a non-emergency. I guess it escalated to the next person up. I don't want to say sheriff. I don't fucking know who. I don't know. So I don't know. Whatever, right? So then, okay, she's like, okay, cool. We'll call you when we hear right? So cool, right? So then at that point, I'm still like, wow, somebody really took my shit. Like I just couldn't believe, because I never got my car stolen ever in life, like ever. And I've had like older cars. Like I have a fairly new car, but it's like like whatever. So so then I'm still anxious or whatever. So then I try to call back to make sure, like, to see what's going on. And so it gets escalated to like a gentleman or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like, you know, my car, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, so I think they found your car, it matches the description. I guess like they match the description, and I guess the police are on it, like the police are caught the guys or whatever, right? And they were young guys, right? I'm gonna get to the story. So I guess they were stealing cars, because in my complex, there's my complex, and then like down the sidewalk is a whole nother complex, down the sidewalk is a whole nother complex, but across the street from us is townhouses, and then it's like the main road, you know, whatever. That's how like what it's set up. So I guess, you know, they found the car or whatever, and they found the kids in the car, like, you know, whatever, the police people or whatever. So my car was they actually put my car in the next complex over. I guess they were stealing all the cars they needed to steal, and like, you know, do they thing, right? But anyway, so I guess they had to make sure that I identified my vehicle. So a police officer came to my house. So this is where it started looking up for me, guys. I mean, yeah, they found my car, cool, I was happy or whatever. But like, this is where I was like, okay. So so the police guy came, right? And I live in like Baltimore. I live in Baltimore County, and so the police officer came to my house, and I was like, first I was like, I was already in distress, guys. So please excuse my like. My bluntness when I'm about to start talking. So the police officer came out the came to my door, like we came I live at the top level, so like in the way my apartment building is set up, like it's like one of those apartments where like it's open or whatever. Is that like a garden style apartment? I don't know. Sometimes I call my apartment a garden style apartment, but I guess it's garden style. But like there's like an opening, it's like a walkway, and then you go. But so like our units are a bit private. Like my next door neighbor is like all the way down the hall, and like we don't even see each other. We have our own exits or whatever. So anyway, so I saw him from the top level. I was looking down, so I saw him come up. I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, thank you. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're black. That's what I said to him, like real loud, because I was like, listen, I don't got time to be playing with nobody. Like, I'm so glad you're black. Oh my god, right? So then he came closer up the steps, and I'm like, oh. So then he got on my floor, and I saw him close. I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, like, because he was like either like around my age or whatever. And he was like 27. So I looked at him. I was like, oh my god. I was like, you know who you. I said, you know who you look like? And he was like, who? Because I guess he gets it all the time. I said, you know who you look like, right? He was like, yeah, who? And I said, he looked just like the dude from BMF. He looked just like homeboy from BMF, the You Can't Stop the Rain, the villain, Lamar. He looked just like Lamar, and Lamar is so fine. The actor that plays Lamar on BMF is so fine to me. So how happy I was to see a fine ass black police officer that was around my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand? Like, I don't have to like have too much decorum while I'm in distress. You know what I'm saying? So he was fine, and so I said, you look just like Lamar from BMF. He was like, I don't know, people, everybody says it to me, everybody tells me that, da 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 da. So we was chatting, like, I was like, come on in, like, I'm going through a lot right now. Somebody stole my car. He was like, yeah, let me say what I'm gonna say what happened. Like, I did this for you. I did this. This is what I did for you. So we caught the guys, and I saw they were trying to hide in your car. I pulled my gun out on them, and when I chased one. So I caught one of them. So I guess he said he chased one of the boys. And he caught the guy or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, he was like, I took his ID, and like, he was like, guess what year he was born in? I said, what? He was like, he was born in 2008. I said, are you serious?
Oh shit.
These little ass kids, like, my car burglar guys, my car thief was born in 2008. Damn. Child. So like, I'm like, what? Because if I had a teen pregnancy, I could be your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts. If I had a teen pregnancy, I could be at least old enough to be your auntie. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but no, it's just like, damn, like, these little ass kids.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
Get your ass in the motherfucking house. That's why your dumb ass got caught. But anyway, so
crazy.
So me and the officer was kind of flirting a bit or whatever, and like, and the thing is, like, if like, this was so wrong of him to flirt with me the way he was. Like, he was really like saying some wild shit to me, J. Rob. I'm gonna say what he said to me offline. I can't say it's like some wild shit.
You made him breakfast.
But like, I'm just like, but if he wasn't so fine, like, I would be like, this is I could have reported him if he wasn't so fine, if I wasn't interested. But I think he knew that I was interested in him, because I'm just like whatever. Anyway, so that was like the up of it or whatever. He was fine. So I got in his police car with him, and he drove me down to the other apartment complex to get my car. So I identified my car or whatever. But then, so I had to, so what they did, so I don't really know how cars are stolen. I'm not a thief. So, I drive a Kia. So I go, of course, a Kia, right? So I drive a Kia. And so what they did was, the thing is, like, sidebar, like, I'm glad that I got my car back, but it's even more annoying because it's just like, damn, like, you didn't get away with stealing my shit. See, at least if you got away with stealing my shit, I could have just got a whole new car. You know what I'm saying? But now I gotta I have to pay this deductible on top of me already spending X amount of money on my trip that I'm taking the following month.
Right.
Then I have rent that's due. And then on top, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And the thing is, like, I had to use a rental car, right? Fine. But the thing is, like, there were cars getting stolen around that time. So like, it took the shop like 2 months to fix my car, and I had to like pay extra for the rental. So on top of that, I'm paying extra for this rental because they only cover 30 days. Right. So I had to pay. I had the rental for like 2 months. So I had to pay that. Then it was a lot. So it was like, then I fell behind on my rent and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with my car, they ripped out my ignition. And so they had to fix that, and so the thing is, because when the officer like came to me, he was like, yeah, so did you lock your doors? I said, yeah, I always lock my doors. He was like, okay, well, because like, why wasn't your windows broken? Like, your windows weren't broken. So what happened was they drilled my keyhole, and they got in my car. They got in my car and they ripped out my ignition. That's how they started the car. So then another thing that confused me was my windshield wipers were broken off. They broke off my windshield wipers. So I'm like, why they do that? Like, I wonder why they did that. So come to find out, when they rip your ignition out and they start your car up without the key, everything in the car turns on. So like the wipers were like turned on. Right. So they had to rip them off. They snapped them off. Right. So that's why they did that. Because for a while I was like, why did they do that? Like, but then someone told me like, yeah, when they do it, everything on your car turns on. Yeah. So yeah, so I got my car stolen or whatever. So that made me fall behind a lot on my stuff. And so and I explained that to the leasing office and stuff, and I was, and one of the things that I was afraid of this year when this year first started, because like I was due in to get a lease renewal. I was like, oh my God, I hope they renew my lease, because I was really cutting up with the payments for the past few months, because like, you know what I'm saying. But they renewed my lease, so that was great. You know, applause for that. They renewed my lease. Yeah, so for the February situation, well, this month situation, so I thought, so this is what happened with my rent. So I went on, we can pay our rent online or like on the app or whatever. Yeah. So I just ended. So I was a little, I think what happened. I think I had to take care of something, because I'm still like I'm building my savings and stuff back up. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have a lot of money saved at the moment, right? Because I'm building it back up. So I think I had to take care of something last minute. I don't know, but I was a little short on my rent for this month. Look, I'm being very transparent. I'm a real bitch, okay? But listen, we all pay our bills late, okay? Don't judge me. I have no shame in my game, honey, okay? So, I was like, I'm gonna be a little short. I'm gonna be short, but I'll just still pay, because sometimes with PNC, if you pay with your debit card, they'll cover it, like they'll overdraft you, right? So I said, fine, I can just overdraft. So I paid my rent with my debit card. Cause usually I'll pay my rent with like an ACH bank account payment, or I'll whatever, right? So, or I'll use Flex, right? But I said, no, fuck it, I'm gonna just pay my rent. I'm just gonna pay all of it, so I don't gotta worry about, whatever. Right. So I went on the app and I paid my rent with my debit card online on the app. Debit card. When I think of debit card, I think of cash. Like I pay debit card, right? So cool. So I submitted my rent payment, mind you, I'm sure. So I submitted my rent payment because side note, I also so I don't only have more than one debit card, and I don't only have more than one credit card. So I have a backup debit card. So I don't have just one debit card and where I just put all my stuff on. I don't do that. I don't trust that. I have to have a backup debit card. I have a main credit card and I have a backup credit card. It's like I have two things. So like I don't need everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to have like if something happens, I have a few bucks on this debit card. I can take care of me for the week, right?
Just break it up, right?
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, back to the story. So for the PNC account, I paid it online. So I paid it online. Mm-hmm. It went through. It overdrafted my account right away. Cool. I said, oh great, I'm happy. I paid my rent on time. It overdrafted. Cool. It's fine. I'll get paid next week. I'm cool. I don't care. I got money on my other debit card. I got cash over here. I'm fine. Like whatever, right? I paid it. Debit card. It overdrafted right away. I saw it on my bank account thing, and I saw the payment confirmation from the website, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm fine. I just paid with a debit card. I'm good. I think I'm fine. Whatever. A day goes by, then 2 days go by. 2 days go by, and I look back at my account, and the money was put back. The money that I paid my rent with was put back in my account. Yeah. So I said, "What the hell? I just paid with a debit card. It's not like I paid with a bank account, like a ACH payment. I didn't do that. Right. I paid with a debit card, and I have overdrafted before with my debit card before. I know how this works. Listen, like I know how this works. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like." I'm like, did they return my payment? Like, there's no way that you can. I've never heard of a debit card payment being returned, J-Rob. I never heard that before. And that has never happened to me before. I've never had a debit card payment get returned back into my account. I've never heard of that, and it never happened to me before, right? So then I'm calling PNC. I'm like, do y'all return debit card payments? Like, First it was like, I mean, well, yeah, we can decline. Like I said, I paid the payment online with my debit card. They was like, well, it will be declined. I said, well, no, it didn't decline. It overdrafted, and I got the payment confirmation from the thing. And what she was like, well, I mean, it is possible for, don't always bank on like overdrafting. Don't always bank on that, because it is up to PNC's discretion whether they want to cover the charge or not. Like, their little lines. And I said, I get that, that's cool, but I paid with a debit card and it overdrafted right away, and I got the payment confirmation. I've never heard that before.
They wasn't trying to hear that.
And she was just like, and it was a sister, another homegirl, so I was cool. Like, I was in distress, but I felt comfortable. I didn't have to have too much decorum with her because she was another sister. I can tell when I'm talking to a homegirl. You know what I'm saying? No. So I was just like, well, I said, dang, like, that's like crazy. Like, and she was like, yeah, like, sometimes that can't happen. And plus, like, a lot of properties, they have their own rules with the payments and blah 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 blah. I said, that's wild to send me a confirmation and overdraft me and then send it back to me. That's wild. I never heard that before. That was crazy. So I'm like, fine, whatever, cool, fine, whatever. It's late, whatever. So I called my leasing office, telling them, hey, I received confirmation, but it may be a return on my account. Just giving you a heads up. When are you planning on? And this is before the 5th, because a lot of times, like, it depends on who you rent with. Like, the grace period can be the 5th, the grace period can be the 10th, like whatever. So the grace period at mine is the 5th. So I was getting all this situated before the 5th. So I said, yeah, like, you might see a return payment, like, whatever. When are you planning on filing, for court? Or, like, when are you planning on doing your filings? And she was like, oh, the 21st. I said, cool, I could pay it, when I get paid, and I get paid before the 21st, so I'll just pay that, whatever, right? I said, so then I said, well, don't you usually file the court stuff before the 21st? Like, don't you usually file it, like, after the 15th? And she was like, I file it when I want to file it. I was like, oh. She said, yeah, I'm filing on the 21st this month. I said, oh, okay. Oh. I said, okay, shoot, okay, fine. It'll be in before the 21st. Cool, bye, click. Fine. So now I'm like, fuck it, fine. My rent payment on time streak is ended before it even started. Fine, whatever. I have extra few, I have extra few some coin. I have some coins in my account now. Fine, I'll go take care of some shit that I was going to wait to take care of when next week. I'll take care of it this week. So J-Rob, I had money in my account.
For sure.
And so imagine, rent not cheap. So imagine that extra money that money in my account. So I said, cool, fine, whatever. I went. I said, you know what? I need my oil change. I need some new headlights. I need some new tires. So I said, okay, cool. So I went. I went to NTB. I got new tires. I got 2 new headlights. And I got my oil changed.
Oh yeah, you lit.
Yeah, so I paid that money because I was like, fine, whatever I got, what I'm saying? I'll go ahead. I've been meaning to get this shit done, so let me go ahead and get it done. I got the money, right?
You got it done.
I got new tires. I got both my headlights changed, and I got an oil change. Shit not cheap nowadays. Cause remember when oil changes used to be $40? Oil changes ain't $40 no more.
How much was your oil change?
Shit. 100.
So flat?
Like after taxes, like 1.
Okay.
Like 98 something like that. But I remember when oil changes used to be $40. Remember that?
Yeah.
$40.
Depends on where you go too. But yeah, NTB, I can see.
Because I needed my tires changed. I needed new tires, and I needed. So I was like, let me just go there. And the NTB is right down the block from where I live at. I'm like, let me just go do everything I need to do everything now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? So, cool. So I got all those things done. Oil change, new tires, new headlights, the works. So I was like, cool, let me go fill up my gas tank. Went, filled up my gas tank.
Did car wash too?
It was rainy that day, so I didn't need a car wash. Okay. So filled up my gas tank, whatever, and I got home. I was like, let me go pay my car insurance. Pay my car insurance. Like, shit, fuck it, I'm lit. Like, the fuck? I did all that. Next day, J-Rob, I get an alert from PNC. Negative. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So you faked I fake paid my rent. You put it back. I think I'm lit. I go get all this shit done. I'll go spend a whole bunch of goddamn money. Then the next day you take out my rent again, and then it's even more negative than what it was before. Are you serious? Why would you lie like that? Like, why would you do that to me?
Damn. Hey. You instantly regretted all the oil changes and everything?
I'm like, well, why would you know? I was mad at them because I'm just like, why would you play with me like that? Like, why would you do that?
That's how they.
Like, why would you do that?
That's how they play.
Like, why would you do that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, why would you do that? Damn. Like, what was the point of you doing that?
That's crazy.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. PNC, count your motherfucking days, man. I don't even know if it's PNC's fault or the property's fault.
It's a property. It's a property.
You think it's a property? So the property took it, gave it back, took it back again? I never heard of that with debit card payments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm new to. I was born yesterday. I never knew that with debit. I never knew debit cards could play games like that. I didn't know that. Now I know. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't use debit cards, so I don't know.
So, well, the bright side is my rent was paid on time. So, hey, fuck it.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got your tires changed and everything.
Got my tire change, my oil change, got my stuff changed. You know, pay my car insurance, all that stuff. So whatever. Thank God I have another debit card because I would have been out my ass. Okay, out my ass. Okay. Well, that's yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anywho, yeah, so I just, you know what, hey, you know, it is what it is. Like, maybe God tried to make a way, like, yeah, pay your rent, but we need extra time to get you oil change because you've been kind of running on fumes for a little bit. So go ahead, you need to get your oil change. But anyway, so yeah, that's what happened to me. But no, I'm really honestly, like, it is what it is. My rent is the most important bill in my life. I need a roof over my head, and I've vowed to be more level headed this year because all these concerts are being announced, and like it's taking everything in me not to say f my car, no, f my car insurance, f my rent, and pay for these damn Beyonce, Cowboy Carter tickets, these that goddamn Tyler Creator tickets, these goddamn Kendrick and SZA tickets. Like it's taking a lot for me not to say f my bills and do that, but I need to stay focused because that Renaissance era, listen, I definitely juggled with my livelihood when I was fucking around with Beyonce during that Renaissance. I definitely was, and I spent a lot of money on that woman during the Renaissance era. I bought merch, I bought concert tickets, I bought the daggone movie theater ticket, I bought a lot. I spent a lot of money on the Renaissance era with Beyonce. I did. I juggled my livelihood with her. I did that. I did.
I thought you would have bought the tickets already.
From Beyonce, no, because I've been wanting to buy tickets since Tyler announced his damn tour. So I'm just gonna have to just wait it out and see if I can just get tickets like closer to the dates because people do luck up when they wait last minute and get stuff. So I'm hoping I'm one of those individuals when it comes to Tyler, Kendrick, and Beyonce. Like I'm gonna have to put this year. I'm putting me first. So if that means if I need to skip out on Beyonce tour to make sure I pay my rent and I can wash my ass and eat food to feed myself, then so be it. Yeah. So be it. But no, hopefully I get to these shows and stuff like that because I do enjoy these artists and I really want to see. I've never seen Kendrick live before. No.
You never saw Kendrick live?
No. I never seen him. I never been to a concert before. No. Been to plenty Tyler shows. Been to plenty Beyonce shows. I haven't seen SZA live either. So hopefully that works out.
They got their tour coming.
But have you seen the Cowboy Carter ticket prices is disgusting.
How much is it? How much?
It's gross. It's nasty.
How much is it?
Nosebleed seats is running for $800 a pop. Like it's bad.
Okay. I can see though. I see why.
It's a lot. So hopefully I have a friend, she lucked up with Renaissance at FedEx Field, or what's it called now, the Northwest Stadium, whatever, in DC. She lucked up because she got Beyonce tickets day of. She paid under $200 and she got some floor seats.
Oh damn.
She lucked the fuck up. So hopefully I get lucky like that and not break a neck and break my damn 401k trying to pay for these goddamn tickets. I'm not doing it no more. So good luck to me, good luck to me and good luck to y'all. Listen, like I think FOMO definitely holds you back as well. Like put you first, okay? Because Beyonce gonna be rich regardless, whether you there at her show or not. Okay, but what's shaky for you is whether you'll be able to pay your rent and have somewhere to live if you play those games with your bank account like that. So
there you go.
Anywho, yes. So, just a couple things. How did you feel about Kendrick Lamar's 2025 Super Bowl halftime performance, J-Rob?
So I saw the replay. I didn't watch the actual
Oh,
game,
and
so.
you know he won 5 Grammys. Oh, my bad. One more thing. I didn't record last week because I was trying to be responsible and look at the weather, because I drive here to the studio just to see J-Rob's face and just to be in the studio with you guys to record the podcast. And it was forecasted that there was going to be some snow. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not about to sit here and, like I said, I live in Baltimore. We record closer to DC. I'm not about to sit here and jeopardize my life to drive down this snowy ass beltway. I'm not doing that. Hell no. I got to drive back and forth down the beltway to get here. Hell no.
Hell to the no.
So I canceled last week's session. So we didn't talk about how Kendrick won 5 Grammys.
Oh yeah.
He swept all his categories. Doechii won Best Rap Album, which is great, and she had a wonderful and amazing first performance at the Grammys. Beyonce won Best Country Album, and a long time coming, finally, Beyonce won Album of the Year at the Grammys. So that was cool. People were really pleased with this Grammys. I believe there's I think a black gentleman is like the CEO now, or he's like in the higher up when it comes to the Grammys. I can't remember that person's name. I forgot his name. I'm so sorry, but he's a black gentleman. And I guess he really took into account all the criticism over the years with the Grammys. So they have a larger voting capacity now, I guess you could say, and it's a little bit more fair when it comes to the votes. So they made sure to say that when on stage, from our 13,000 people that voted or whatever, So people were really, really pleased about the show. They were pleased about the performances. They were pleased about who won, all that stuff. So that's great. Yeah, the Grammys was a nice was a nice time to tweet about the other night or last week or whatever. Anywho, yes. So Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. How'd you feel about it, J-Rob?
It was cool. I liked it. I like the Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah.
I like that vibe. I like what he was trying to say.
I loved it. By the way, I loved it. I watched it maybe 10 times. I think I'm on time number 10. I think when it comes to watching it on YouTube, it's amazing. But so remember, guys, last episode I had my predictions. I really wanted him to do usually with the Super Bowl, it's like a nostalgic moment for the artist. They perform their biggest hits and all that stuff. So with Kendrick, I wanted him to do, I knew that he wasn't going to do all right, because he did all right the last performance that he did with Dr. Dre. He was on, the first time he performed the Super Bowl. But I want him to do, I had some idea of what older songs that he could do. He could open up with, things like that, right? But anyway, so when I watched the performance, it was just a lot to take in, because he really he really told a story, and I really enjoyed it, and at first I was like, oh dang, why he ain't really do none of his old classics and stuff. But when I really sat and when I really absorbed it, and I was like, this is a really good performance. I love the placement. He told a story with Uncle Sam. He told a story about how you have to play the game. You have to play the American game and all that stuff, and our culture, what holds us back as a culture. You can't act too out of order in front of this and that, blah 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 blah, blah, right? Cool. Love the storytelling. I loved it. I loved it. I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the outfits. I love the choreography. I love the setup. I loved everything about it. I love that I knew he was going to do TV Off, and I knew that he was going to do Not Like Us, and I knew they were going to mesh into each other. I thought that he was going to do TV Off first, then Not Like Us, but he ended up doing it right. Switched it around. And then also, guys, I have if you guys know me, I'm a graphic designer. So I have another thing that I vowed to do this year was to do more, just little, if it's big or small, just little creative things outside of my job, because sometimes I get too caught in doing what's asked of me in a uniform way at my job, rather than doing things that I like on my own. So I vowed to do that, because sometimes when you don't, as a designer, as an artist or whatever, when you don't stretch your skills, you forget how to do things, or you lose creativity in this area and that area, whatever. So I try to brush up on my creative skills and brush up on my creative trends with what I do outside of my job. So I always had a side art page that I never was too active on for a while, but I brought it back up. It only has maybe like a couple hundred followers, maybe, whatever. But it's fine. It's cool. Like, it's my little place to put my stuff at. Right. So I'll put it up on the screen or whatever when I edit this. So it's my art page, Art Your Disposal, on Instagram. And so right now, a lot of times there's a trend of fan art, so a lot of times people do like their own posters or their own collages of something that happened, like, or like a performance or like a Grammys or the whatever, like Super Bowl or the Beyonce or whatever. Like, so I've been in my like fan art bag doing like collages and doing like poster art type stuff. So I did a really cool design of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. So it's on my page, Art Your Disposal, on Instagram. And I'll put it up on the screen once again. And so everyone really liked it. I just did it or whatever. But I guess, I'm going to plan on like just progressing more with it. I'm getting my feet wet again. I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just, cause let me do, more Photoshop and stuff like that. So it's cool. So yeah, I can, I've made a Kendrick Lamar poster from the Super Bowl, and check it out. I put it on my TikTok too, on my personal TikTok. A lot of people liked it. So yeah, I'm gonna start like I'm gonna start putting myself out there more. So that's pretty cool. I love how you guys like my stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna make more things like that. Whatever. But anywho, I also sidebar. I always wanted to. So I really like this graphic designer, this old graphic designer. His name was Ollie Moss. And if you Google him, y'all, he has like his own style of like art. And he did like he has like this 2D geometric style of poster art that he would do that I really loved. And what I always wanted to do was of course I love making like poster collages or whatever in Photoshop and stuff, but I also always wanted to do a reimagining of different movie posters. And like if you Google Ollie Moss, you can see like his style, and you can see like different movie posters in like the Ollie Moss style. I don't need to do his style per se, but like I do want to do more posters where like I'm reimagining a movie poster, like how I would design the poster. Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's cool. Anywho, but like, if you guys like, it's always good to like, do things and, just do things that'll help you, outside of your 9 to 5, whatever, because you can lose yourself in your work. So especially if you're an artist, graphic designer, artist, illustrator, whatever, it's always good to do things that, fulfill you like personally. Yeah. And that's another reason why I don't like to do freelance anymore. Like, because I just, it's becoming too people pleasing for me. And I'd rather just do things that I like on my own that fulfill me, instead of having to work with someone and have them understand why this is the I don't want to do what someone wants me to do. I want to do what I want to do, because I already do that at my job. Right. And a lot of times with freelance, like outside of like a professional environment, a lot of times everyone's not professional. Hell no. And everyone's so it's like it's that as well. Right. So no. Anywho, back to the performance. Loved it. So yeah, so at first I was like, dang, like he didn't perform like a lot of his old classics and stuff. Yeah. But that wasn't the point. The point, he had a message, he had a theme, he wanted to do it that way or whatever. But so as the week went by, people were critiquing things. There were some Drake fans that were hating or whatever. Then there were some people that got the message, they loved it, they uplifted it. And then there were some people that they were like, oh, like it was a good performance, but I feel like he should have performed his old stuff, like you're performing these new songs that no one knows yet, and da 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 da, right, whatever, right, cool. So what did kind of bother me though, it kind of bothers me when no, had your mother ever told you, don't cut up in front of company? Yeah. Don't act out in front of company. Don't do that in front of company. Don't do that. Don't cut up in front of company. So like when certain people say certain things, when black people have certain critiques about black culture or other black people in front of the world, it's like, didn't your mama tell you to cut up in front of company? Take that up in the house. Don't like what happens in this house stays in this house. You know what I'm saying? Like don't say all this in front of you distracted from the point. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like when certain people that have a big voice say something that's kind of like, it kind of is a bit distracting, everyone's gonna hop on that, and it's gonna be distracting. It's not gonna, like, then your mama tell you not to cut up in front of company. But anyway, so one thing that bothered me was that, so Cenat, right? I love me some Cenat. I'm a supporter. I've definitely been a subscriber on Twitch and stuff. But he came out because he was at the Super Bowl. I think this was his first Super Bowl that he was in attendance for. And so he was critiquing. He said it was a good show. He said, oh, he should have performed his whatever. And then he was saying, like, oh yeah, and like the crowd was dead. Like, he was saying the crowd was dead. And, you know, they only screamed when he first came out. They screamed again when SZA came out. They screamed when Samuel L. Jackson came out. And they screamed when Serena. Oh yeah, Serena did her big one too. That was cute. But you know, they only screamed, and then they went crazy when Not Like Us came on. So then he was like, and then when he watched, because he was there, right? In like his little skybox and stuff, and so then he watched the actual produced show on YouTube as a reaction on Twitch, and he was watching, he was like, oh, this looks dope, this looks different from on TV than versus being actually there. And he was like, they added it, he was saying oh, they added some screams here because they weren't screaming in the skybox where I was at. The crowd was there, they weren't making no noise. So that was a whole big thing. Oh, they added screams to Kendrick Lamar's performance and blah 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 blah. Right? A distraction. This is not helpful. This is not helpful. Didn't your mother tell you not to cut up in front of company? That's the point. So he said they added screams. So that fueled the Drake stands. Right. Then, you know, people that are cool with Drake. Fine. This shit. This crowd is dead. Right. So I saw different crowd perspectives. Right. Mm-hmm. So some sections they were getting it. They were enjoying the show. They were bopping their head and stuff like that too. They were bopping their head like when there was they were bopping their head in mid performance, like to other songs, you know, whatever. And because Kendrick only performed 2 old songs, DNA and Humble. Everything else was GNX. And then it was Black Panther, all the stars. And then there was Not Like Us, whatever. Right. But he only performed like 2 old songs for real. Yeah. And so, you know, so his whole thing was like, oh, they only screamed they only were loud around the songs that they knew. Everything else was like they were dead silent. And so there were different crowd point of views, like, you know. And so when I watched the different crowd point of views, when they were paying to the crowd, it was, guys, these Super Bowl games, these tickets are not cheap. Like, in the crowd, I saw a bunch of like elder white people, a bunch of like a sea of them, a sea of like middle-aged white people, older gray white people, like a sea of them. I saw that in the crowd views, right? Mm-hmm. So, and of course they're not going to relate to this black ass performance. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to relate to this black ass performance. They're not. They're not. Nope. And then also, like, you're in a skybox, and then also, like, it's just like we're enjoying this at home. It's not like we're at home enjoying this. We all enjoyed his performance behind the TV. We did, and like, you know, and then also, like, I just feel like, so you expect people to sit there and watch a full halftime show performance and just scream the whole time? Like, yeah, I kind of want to sit down. I kind of want to sit and watch, though. Like, I want to sit and absorb the show, though. So you expect them to sit and just yell the whole damn time?
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, like, huh? They were all, the thing is, like, when I watched the different crowd videos, they were all still engaged. Maybe they weren't like mouthing the words, but they were all still engaged. I saw some white folks bopping their head, like,
right.
Like, it was cool. Everybody was chill, but they were watching the show. It's a show. This is a whole production. It's a whole show. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to play the clip where Cenat. So yeah, Cenat, you know, said it was fake screams, and of course, there was a whole big thing about that because, you know, the news grabbed onto that, and then I guess, you know, he got a lot of backlash from people that kind of bothered him, and so he got back on stream and clarified. So I'm gonna play a little clip of it, y'all, so y'all can hear it.
Oh, look, I said fake crowd, right? When I said they added it was because that was I realized it. Then I went to search up on the NFL. Do they add sound effects to crowds? I searched it up and it says yes. Like, all I literally pointed out was that specific reason. Kendrick is an amazing artist. In my opinion, this is what I think is bugging at. I think bugging at saying that the Super Bowl performance was. You feel me? That's what I think is bugging at. I never said the Super Bowl halftime was whack, but that crowd thing that I pointed out stood out way more. It's like, bro, it's like you have to. It's like it's weird, bro. It's like it's so weird. I shouldn't have to explain myself. I just wish people would just do a deeper research.
Yeah, so he said, like, I wish people would do deeper research instead of just grabbing onto something and blowing it up.
Right.
And on top of that, like, it's the whole, like, it's still like Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. So it's like the Drake fans are gonna take that and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So a whole big thing. So he clarified or whatever. And this brings me back to remember when we had a conversation about lip syncing, especially on live televised performances? Yeah. And my whole point was, like, you know, I don't mind lip syncing, especially when it's like a live production, because you want to, it's an illusion. It's all an illusion. This is a production. The Super Bowl is a production. So, like, this isn't a Kendrick Lamar concert. This is the Super Bowl. Like, he's performing here, but, like, you know, you can't rely on the football crowd to do what they need to do to give that ambiance. So it's a production. So I don't mind them adding in crowd cheers or maybe like amplifying one area of the stadium so it can be like whatever. Because I don't believe, I've never been to Super Bowl before, but I don't believe that it was dead silent. I don't, you know, I don't think so. especially in the sea of elder white people, middle-aged white people, just white. I just, like I said, it was a sea of this. It wasn't a sea of us. It was a sea of other people. You know what I'm saying? That didn't relate to the subject matter at hand. You know what I mean? But it's all a production. Like, I'm sure they added in a script. Great. Like, you know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar is a huge star. Like, he's been a huge star. But it's also annoying that people act like this beef, like, helped his career. No, he's always been a huge star. Before, he just came off of a world tour. Was it Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers? That was amazing. Yeah, he been had Amazon deals. He been had endorsements. Like, this is his second time at the Super Bowl. Not his first. This is his second time at the Super Bowl. Like, he's a big deal. Kendrick Lamar is a big deal regardless of anybody who hate. It don't matter. He's a big deal. But this is a production. People lip sync on TV. It's understandable. The illusion. Add in some crowd cheers. Add in this is a production. It's an illusion. I understand that. Even at award shows, there's seat fillers, guys. There's seat fillers. It's a production. They have seat fillers because, yeah, this is a big award show. Yeah, this is a big deal, but we need to make sure that it's top tier on TV. So they have seat fillers. The Grammys have seat fillers. The BET Awards have seat fillers. The VMAs have seat fillers. They all have seat fillers. All of it. These shows, this doesn't mean that these shows aren't big deals. These are big productions. So they have to do what they have to do for these big productions. Like,
they gotta get that money.
So you telling me it's seat fillers at the Grammys, so then now the Grammys ain't shit? Like, it's just shit, like, it's like things like that. You know what I mean? I just feel like just people in general, like, it's like, humans are just very interesting. Humans are just very interesting, J-Rob. Like, you can say one thing, people run with it. Like, people just be having their own versions of stories, or they see what they want to see. Like, it's just like humans are interesting.
Humans, there you go.
Humans are interesting. Did you see the clip of Tyga in his skybox when they all say A minor? He was like, "Wow!" Like, and the whole place said A minor. Everybody, Karuchi was two people down from him, like, get like A minor. She was good. A minor.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I watched it about 10 times. I made a really cool poster of it. Yeah, you liked the poster? Really? You liked it? I didn't like it at first. I didn't like this at first, but I'm gonna still post it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but it's dope. It was dope.
Really? Mm-hmm. What did you think about it when you saw it? You was like, what? You was like, why she say you didn't like it?
I was like, oh, she got her. She's in her bag. She's working. She's getting back in her bag.
Yeah.
You're actually utilizing your skill.
Yeah. Like, so, yeah. Yeah, so I enjoyed the performance. I love the message. I love what he did. You know, Kendrick loves telling stories, even with all his performances. You know, I think he had Dave Chappelle do something similar at one of his Grammy performances, right? When Dave Chappelle like popped out and like did a whole like narrative. I think so. Yeah, I think so too. I think he did that too. And y'all, if y'all want to hear Money Trees so bad and Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe and Poetic Justice, just go to the GNX tour. I'm sure he'll do Money Trees for you. I'm sure he'll do backseat freestyle for you. And he'll do all his oldies and goodies. Okay, guys. If you want to hear Money Trees real bad, if you want to hear I don't know, love's gonna get you, but pride's gonna be the death of you and you and me. If you want to hear that, go buy a ticket, go, just go to the tour. He's gonna be on tour. Just go to the tour. Jet. Yeah. Anywho, so I had another thing to discuss, and that's actually I don't really have anything else. I got one more thing to get to, and I saw that it was pretty interesting. Actually, do you listen to JT?
Nah.
I like her solo music. I talked about it here before. I like her solo music a lot, and I love how she's like getting into her own fashion bag. She has her own look. I love like the hip hop goth glam that she does. I love how her and Uzi Vert are together. I love that she's happy and they both match each other. They both match each other's fly. I think they match each other's fly a lot. And I think that he had like a lot of influence on her, her style and stuff. But people were, I think Uzi Vert had he was, I don't know if he was out in Paris or, I don't know, he was out at some fashion week or something. He was out somewhere recently. And he has like this emo look going on. He has like the silk press swooped emo, like the Fall Out Boy emo, you know what I mean, guys? The Fall Out Boy, like the swoop spike, the spiky swoop, the earrings, and then like the piercings and all that stuff. He's very whatever, right? Uzi. And then of course we've all seen how he was just like, was it last year? He was like, he had like a Birkin on one hand and he was voguing and doing death drops and all that stuff. So people been on Uzi's neck for a while when it comes to that. But he has his punk rock emo swoop spiky bang going on the other day. People were talking about him. People were eating him up. People were talking about JT, like, JT girl, like, what's going on with you and what's going on with you and sis, like, you know what I'm saying? Talking about her man. And so one of the things that she said was, she tweeted, she was like, if Uzi was white, nothing he do would bother y'all miserable ass niggas. And y'all poor bitches with them bought verified checks looking for a response for funds. I have a fuck thing for you. Like, I'm gonna give it to you today type shit. Mm-hmm. So then of course, like, she was in somebody's DM, on Twitter chewing their ass up. It was crazy. But yeah, so she was defending her man, and her whole thing is like, every time he does something like that they think that is feminine, people always hop in her mentions and DMs and stuff, saying things, saying like, oh, how you feel about this? Look at your man doing this. And she's supportive every time. Like, let him do what he wants to do. This is what makes him happy. This is my man. I love him. Like, he gonna do what he want to do, and that's it. It is what it is. And I fuck with that. I like that. Like, and people always think it's a joke when when a woman's man like does something that they think is feminine or emasculating or whatever. They love to question the woman. And my whole thing is, it's not our business. And, it's not our relationship. It's not something that really affects us. So I would never come out my mouth crazy to anybody relationship when it comes to that. It's not my business. This is your life. Right. But then also I also respect things like that, where it's like your man is clearly presenting himself in a way that's not, acceptable, or digestible or whatever, but y'all clearly have had a conversation. Y'all clearly have come to an understanding that this is who your man is, and you're still with him, and this is what obviously it looks like you're fine with it, you still love him and stuff. So it's like, it looks like there was a conversation that was had. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think when it comes to relationships like that, like, I feel like, as long as your man or your partner is honest with who they are, it shouldn't matter what anyone thinks. And I feel like I see a lot of respect there. I respect that. Like, like, y'all clearly have an understanding. He's clearly not hiding himself from you. And I respect that, because a lot of times, like, with women, like, and you can speak to a man's perspective as well, J-Rob. But with women, a lot of times, we go through things where like, you know, some women are upset because some women find out that their man cheated on them because they got an STD. You know what I mean? Like their man stepped out on them, and you know they found out like, oh, why do I have this? Like you cheated on me because I have an STD now, and you didn't get this from me. You know what I'm saying? Or like they found out that their man is into something else that they didn't know. You know what I mean? They're always blindsided by something where the man could just be honest with what's going on.
Right.
So like my mind always goes to that when I see like unconventional couples. You know what I mean? Like even with like. I think Dwight Howard is like married to a new woman now. I think her name is like Amy Luciano. I think. I'm sorry if I said her last name wrong, but she's like a social media. She's like really famous on social media. And I think she had like she's on Love and Hip Hop, I believe. I think. But like they're together now, and of course, like you know. Dwight Howard has, you know, his rumors about him or whatever. People question his, you know, masculinity and this and that, this and that, this and that. And of course, like, there's no secret to like what's being said about him. But the fact that she's being prideful and this is her man, this is like obviously they've had a conversation about things. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So like, yeah, it's cool to make jokes or whatever. Like, yeah, it's, like the jokes are low hanging fruit. But like for me, I always just respect things like that. When I see that and there's a rumor somewhere about this, or where like I've seen him do this, and like this woman is still with her man and she's taking pride in her relationship and she's like, this is my man, I love him, this is our union. I always respect the respect for me outweighs the joke the easy joke that could have been made. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's just how I feel when it comes to things like that.
I feel it.
What you think? Like, how do you feel about like when you see like other men like do things that you wouldn't do, or dress the way that you wouldn't dress, or I don't know.
I don't really think about it.
Right,
I mean, like,
right.
That's,
you mind your business.
Yeah, I'd be like, if that's what they want to do, that's cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm good on that. Yeah, I don't think at all about that.
Yeah,
yeah. Like just be you. I always tell people just be you, be yourself.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
If that's what you do, that's cool. That's on you.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people should be like you, J-Rob.
Just respect. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Just a respect thing.
Well, that's it for me. Did you have anything that you want to discuss before I move on to the scene and heard?
Nah, that was no topics for me.
Okay.
No hot topics.
No hot topics. No news. Hot news. Pop news. I'm gonna call it pop news.
Pop news.
Pop news.
Nah.
Pop news.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Hot news.
Nah, that's the regular.
What should I say?
We're gonna think.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay. Anywho, yeah, I just wrapped up Harlem, the show Harlem with starring Megan Good, and they did a really good job this season. This last final season, they did a great job. She got her man Tyler or Ian on the show. His name's Ian on the show. She got her baby, and everyone, you know, I think the storyline is wrapped up really well for it to be the last season. People are saying that they're upset about it. I'm upset about it too. They think that it should be a movie as well, the same way they did Sex and the City, how they had the movie or whatever after the show ended. That would be amazing. Hopefully that happens, because that would be. I think Harlem was such a brilliant show. I loved how it was all women of color, different backgrounds, but of color, and in Harlem they all had their own different style. They tackled like maternity issues, parental issues, mother issues, mental health issues, financial issues, sexual orientation issues, fidelity issues, things like that. I love that. I think it was just very. I love, like, that's why I loved Insecure. Like, you know, I love shows like that that are realistic and that I can relate with, that I can like draw from. Hopefully, they do have a movie. That the movie will be amazing. I think a movie would be like brilliant. I don't know if Tyler Perry needs to grab somebody, or I don't know who needs to call who, but hopefully a movie is done with this, because like a movie is made out of this, because I'm not done. Like, I really want this to be like, I need a movie from this, and maybe it could be like a sequel too, because then they have two Sex and the City movies.
I only know of one.
Okay, maybe do they have two? Let me look it up right now. Hold on. Okay. I think. Let me see. Sex and the City. Oops. Movie. They had. Oh, it's on Max. Uh-oh. They had. Whoa. They had 3 Sex and the City movies.
3.
Yes.
I mean, it was a big series.
Oh, no. They were working on Sex and the City 3, but
gotcha.
They canceled it. Wait. Sex and the City title injured. Like, oh, they okay. Oh, it's like a revival. They have a Sex and the City revival show. I don't know. So there were 2 Sex and the City movies. And yes. So hopefully they do the same with Harlem. Yeah, hopefully they do the same with Harlem. Shoot, hopefully they do the same with Insecure. Maybe make an Insecure movie. Fuck it.
That'd be crazy. That'd be dope.
And you know what? You know what I should do? I think I want to. I've never watched Sex in the City before, guys. Oh my God. Whoa. I never watched Sex. I never watched Sex. I've seen like clips of things where like I understand like the pop culture aspect of it. Like, you know, when Carrie Bradshaw, is that her name? Or sorry. The fashionable one, the main character, the fashionable one, Sarah Jessica Parker. Her character, when like, you know, like the aerial shot of her running in the New York street, you know, crossing the street or whatever. I understand all those cultural references. I know all the references, but I never actually watched the show. So I think I'm going to watch the show this year. I'm going to watch the Sex and the City show, guys, and then I watch the movie, both the movies. But yeah, so. Yeah, I haven't really been watching anything. I haven't seen Heart Eyes yet. I need to go see Heart Eyes. And yeah. Oh, I watched so I did have some time to like watch a couple things on my Netflix bookmark list. So I got around to watching this movie called let me go to it real quick. Let me see. Let me go to my list on Netflix. So I got around to watching this movie called, hold on. The Call is Coming from Inside the House with, hold on. Come on. This is, because Netflix... No, it's loading, but like it's so many things on Netflix, and like it's like when you go on the Netflix app, it's like jam packed with options, and it's like overwhelming sometimes. It never felt like it never used to be this overwhelming. Like it's like different rows of shit now. It's just so many like you have to scroll. I have to scroll down a few rows to get to what I was watching, and then hold on. Because I know the actor. Her name is Sydney Park, the actor that was in the movie. Because I remember her from that episode she was on That's So Raven when she was a little kid. Hold on. Oh, okay. So the movie, her name is Sydney Park, the actor that plays in it. I always thought she was really pretty. She's part Asian, part black. Her mom is black and her father's Asian. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what part of Asia her father's from. Actually, no, I'm going to Google it because I want to be respectful. Hold on. No, seriously, I'm going to be respectful. Yes. She is best known. Cause she also played in. Oh yeah, she was. She played I think she played the daughter in Instant Mom with Tia Mowry. It was a show called Instant Mom, and she was the daughter. I think. Yeah.
I feel like I heard that show.
It was on Nickelodeon, and then I remember the show. Yeah, I remember the show because I remember Tyler James Williams, the guy that played Chris on Everybody Hates Chris, his little brother played on the show, and I remember when I first saw his little brother, I was like, "Is that so and so little brother?" Because they look just alike. Okay, her father's Korean, her mom is African American, and her father is Korean. Mm-hmm. So I always loved it, and I always felt like, you know, I don't know these people personally, but I always felt like she took pride in both sides of her culture. She took pride in her black side, and she took pride in her Korean side. And she reminds me of Zendaya in that way. Zendaya, of course, Zendaya is biracial, right, but she takes pride in her black side, and she takes pride in her mother's side of the family as well. But it's a movie called There's Someone Inside Your House on Netflix that I finally got to watch. I don't know if it's like a Netflix like movie series or whatever. Like, I don't know, because like there's a few movies on here from Netflix that use the same font on the posters. So like I don't know if it's like a scary series where they do like different scary movies or whatever. Because it's all the same font. But anyway, she plays the main character in it, and it was like a regular serial killer film or whatever, like, with teens and stuff like that. It was cool. Like, I'm always a sucker for like a nice teen slasher film. Like, those are my comfort movies. That's why I love Scream so much. But
you did last summer.
That's like my comfort movie genre, like this teen slasher films. So it's basically that. It was pretty cool, whatever. It was cool. I watched it or whatever, and it's a nice movie to like have on, when you want to chill out and just like lay down or whatever, fall asleep too. But like to watch it the first time, it's really good. But I just feel like the movie shouldn't have been named that. It's called There's Someone Inside Your House. Like, being in a house, like, I mean, yeah, things happened when they were in their house or in the houses or whatever, but like that wasn't like the main point of the movie. Like, it wasn't like the main point. People got killed in other places too. Like, it wasn't about being in the house. I'm thinking like when it's called like Inside Your House, I'm thinking like the whole movie's inside the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that. Like,
so they was
people outside and doing stuff, and like it wasn't about being in a house. To me. So I'm like, maybe it should have been called something else. It should have been called like Little Secret or The Secret or something with secret in it or whatever. If you watch the movie, you'll know why I'm saying secret. But yeah, so I'm planning on watching some more things on my list. I have some things on my list, on my Netflix list, and I have some things on my Hulu list. I have some things on my HBO Max list or whatever. So I have all those things. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm that's seen and heard or whatever. That's what I've been doing. I haven't listened to Drake and Party Next Door's new album yet. I haven't listened to that yet. And yeah, I'm still listening to the same old shit I've been listening to the past few months. What's up, Rob? You have any things that you want to discuss? Any music that you want to bring up? Any shows you've been watching? Nothing.
Shows.
Oh, what you been watching, J. Rob? What you like? You like crime mystery, don't you?
I like everything.
Okay.
I like everything.
What do you like? What do you mainly like? To me, you seem like a crime mystery type of guy.
I do be watching that shit. I did watch what's it? I'm a Killer. Some shit like that on Netflix.
What? Dead to Me?
Nah, I'm a Killer. Or they interview death row inmates and shit like that.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, shit was interesting series. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I watch everything though, but that was just like the thing that popped up on my feed, and I was like, let me just check this out.
They officially announced that they're filming season 3 of Euphoria, guys. Are you guys happy? I know people are over it, but I mean, people are over it. People talk shit online, but as soon as they drop the trailer for the new season and they have the release date, we'll be watching. So whatever. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. I think I'm good. I forgot, but it's whatever. Yeah, guys. Anywho, thank you again for tuning in to Heard the Podcast. We are on all podcast streaming platforms. We are on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We on TikTok at Heard the Podcast. Okay, we on Instagram. We on all them places, y'all. Just sub up and all those things. And I do plan. My goal is I foresee, like I see live streaming in the future, guys. So just meet me there. Help me get there, guys. Help me get there. I want to build it up first before I start streaming live. Okay. Anywho, thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you guys. Say bye, there, Rob.
Bye.
Bye.